guys, Kansas 97 Stowe 171. On the road with another trucking video. Really need to get some grease and lubricate that seat. It's gonna be a freaking hot one today. Virtual parking lot out there today. Fucking get into gear. God. I don't know, I've been having more and more trouble with this fucking transmission. Especially when I try to slip shift it. I don't know whether it's because it's a Meritor transmission or what, but it just doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Oh. And I didn't realize I got nothing to drink. Oh. So I got in the truck and got rolling. I could have got water where I pulled the trailer out of, but no thanks. They've got a couple of, I got a couple of sinks in there that say non-potable water, and some of the guys have told me that, you know, you're not supposed to drink it. They make coffee with it, but that's different because it's been boiled. So, yeah. No, not drinking that water, sorry. This place is about half a block from the Metropolitan Sewer District, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But, yeah, no. Not drinking any no poop water. So I'll just have to stop and get some. I thought I had some left in my gallon, and I didn't. I'm freaking tired today, guys. I don't know why. Still taking the back route to Rochester. That's where we're headed today. Made a video last week. Oh, come on. Thanks, jackass. It's called a fucking turn signal, you moron. Fucking moron in the CRV there. He's rolling along in the right lane. No signal on. So there's no way for me to know he's turning right. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I hate this fucking transmission. I think the ratios are just... The ratios or the... I don't know. Something is different. It just doesn't work the same. Oh, you're fucking brilliant. You really are. try putting the cigarette down and paying attention to what the fuck you're doing. You're smoking a cigarette, which I know you guys can't see. Maybe when I get my high-def camera, then you'll get to see all this stuff. How am I driving? Your driver wasn't driving very good because he didn't give me any of that money. It was in the back of his truck. And money's supposed to be free. I mean, we voted for Obama, right? I mean, Obama got elected and everything was going to be free after he came into office. No more mortgage, no more gas. Everything was going to be free from the government. Alright. Enough of being a political smartass. And here comes the fun part, trying to merge onto the interstate at 35 fucking miles an hour. Usually you get lucky and somebody will let you in. We're going around still. They've lowered the weight back down to about 50,000 and change from 51, 52,000 and change, but it still isn't really low enough. We used to haul 48, 49,000 up there, and I still had a few that were close on weight, so I'm still going around the long way. It only adds about 15 minutes to the drive. It eliminates the possibility of, you know, having some trouble, and it really isn't that big of a deal. So the worst part is climbing this hill over up here. I usually try to get it going. God, this thing rides like shit. Turn on the oscillator, that might help. I had the oscillator locked. That'll probably help some. Oh, or not. The oscillator helps sometimes. Sometimes it makes it worse. When you get little stuff like this where the truck... Oh, wait till I get going flat here. Oh, look, asphalt. Alright, I'm gonna fucking get on it here, guys, because if I can get going 65, I mean, the speed limit's 55 here, but nobody does this, and if I can get going to 65, I'll hit the hill a little bit better. There's no reason I... Except these people can't figure out how to fucking merge. Come on, van, get it going. Now I'm foobarred. Now he's gonna take off. Now we'll be going probably 15 miles an hour up the fucking hill because of that jackass. Yeah, he's going the speed limit, so is that jackass, but... Stop reading the fucking speed limit signs and drive. Now I'm going 45 and this fucking moron in the Jeep next to me is going the same speed. Talking on the cell phone. Sometimes you'd love to just throw a fucking rock through their window with a note on it. Hang up and drive. It's fucking going all over the fucking lane. 35 miles an hour. Oh, 30 miles an hour. Woo! We're hauling ass now. Wow, 35 miles an hour. Man. I may have to crack the windows. It's turning into a fucking oven in here. AC don't work. Thought my truck would be back by now, and it ain't. Fucking get out of the lane or what? He's gonna fucking accelerate. Pretty pathetic. I actually caught up to that guy. How slow must he had been going? And I can't pass him because I need this right lane. Fucking pedal on the right makes it go. And now he's gonna pull right in front of that other rig. What a fucking moron. No signal, no nothing. Just pulled right in front of him. JB Hunt there lays on his horn. See, now he's gonna fucking speed up. Speed limit's been 65 since the top of the fucking hill, and that jackass just fucking figured it out. Fucking pay attention, people. That's the biggest problem. People don't fucking pay attention. And he ain't got no excuse. He's driving a cargo van. He probably drives that every day. I can make some excuse for four-wheelers and, you know, regular car people, because they don't drive as much as we do. Some of them don't get very much practice. You know, to say hi to my stepmother here. She never really watches YouTube, but you know, she only drives. She's got a 2001 Subaru Outback with 40,000 miles on it, because she drives like 4 miles every day. That's it. And it's all, you know, 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. And I've noticed when I go out with her, she scares me a little bit, because she just makes common mistakes that people make that don't drive a lot. You know, practice makes perfect. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, believe me. Truck drivers fuck up just as much as anybody else does. But that's weird. The air conditioning, it just got cold. That's really weird. Oh, come on. I can't tell whether this thing is slower than my ProStar, but excuse me. Sometimes it just seems like it's got no balls whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, a lot of car drivers, you can make an exception for them. I mean, it still is annoying, but you know, they don't get to drive as much as other people do. You know, somebody driving a cargo van or a work van like that, they probably drive every day, you know, more miles than most. And of course, the other possibility is that he rented it and he's never driven a van before. You see it a lot. You see a lot of very inexperienced behavior with people that drive like Penske rental trucks. RVs. Some RV drivers are the same way. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. I really think you should have to have a special license to drive. If you're driving a 30 or 40 foot RV, you know, that weighs 18,000 pounds or something, I don't know. I think there ought to be some kind of special permit for that. Some people seem like they drive them pretty well. Other people just have no idea what the hell they're doing. So I was going to tell you about the oscillator. Basically, if I flip it like that, the seat locks and the seat doesn't move front to back. It still goes up and down. There's a jet. Unlock it. It frees the seat to rock forward and backwards a couple inches or so. The idea is that the truck goes like this a bit, and this way the seat doesn't move with it. It kind of soaks up some of the front to back movement. The problem is that works real well on roads like this, where there's just a little bit of movement. The road's pretty smooth. They work pretty well. Keeps your neck from going like this quite so much, which is good. Problem is, when you hit a really good bump or a succession of them, what ends up happening is it goes back, forward, and then you end up going like that, because the motion then, it increases the inertia, and you'll end up going like this, and suddenly you'll hit a big one, and it'll suddenly whack against the back and stop and snap your neck. So a lot of times in the city, I'll lock it also, because when you go to press the clutch down, the seat moves away from you when you're working the pedals. That can be a little bit annoying. So a lot of times I lock it, and I had forgot to unlock it. right line, the sign there says right lane in, 3,000 feet. So I made a video on the road to Defiance last week. It was really cool. It was a cool video, I thought. And that camera, I got it going, and that camera didn't record for some reason. I think I hit the button, and then it must have bumped something, and it turned off, or I don't know what happened. And so most of the video was lost. And I looked through it, and it just, I don't know. It didn't turn out as good as I thought, so I haven't posted it yet. I might. I'll need to edit through it, and I had it round trip for a couple hour video, you know, and when I saw the camera didn't record, I was kind of disappointed, and I was like, well, shit, maybe I just won't bother. And then the farther I got away from the day I recorded it, the less inclined I was to bother with it. I don't know, we'll see. Oh man, I'm gonna stop and get something to drink. Wait 15 more freaking minutes. Doesn't matter. I get up to Rochester, I'm going to have to walk around inside the plant to find somebody to sign the paperwork anyway. By the time I get up there, it'll be the regular crew won't, the regular receptionist, the administration people will be gone by the time I get there. It's an old Toyota Supra. Well, I did the exhaust mod on my Subaru. I don't know if I told you about that. That may have been in that video, the Defiance. Looking around on the forums and under the cheap and free modifications, and one of them is called the hog exhaust. And form is a Legacy GT form, so it's the turbocharged model. Basically, it's got a WRX engine and a Legacy body, and the Subarus sound pretty cool with the right exhaust on them. They kind of have a boxer rumble, we call it, and they don't sound like any other four-cylinder. It's kind of interesting. I think it sounds pretty cool. It's a much deeper tone. It doesn't have that fart can muffler sound that you get out of like a Honda Civic. Although I'll let you know though, you put a proper header, proper exhaust on it, even on an inline four-cylinder, they can sound really fucking cool too. But usually they don't, because all they do is stick a muffler on the end of it, and that doesn't work. It's got to be a tuned header with the right pipe, and even inline four-cylinders can sound really cool. I think I just said that. Yeah. So, the hog exhaust modification costs about 5 cents. Basically what you do is you loosen, you take the way the exhaust comes back on the Subaru, two come back, they merge into one, go through the cat, go through a resonator, and then they split. At least in my car, on the Legacy, they split, go to two cans. And you just loosen the nut, the bolts, where the muffler goes to the can. Take the gasket out, put a couple of washers in between, clamp it back down. And basically you're creating an exhaust leak right at the muffler. And you can vary how loud you want it by how much of a gap. And it sounds pretty good. And it's cheap and free, and I don't really like the idea of intentionally creating an exhaust leak under the car, but it is like in the last foot of the car. I don't even think the way that it's angled, I don't even think that the exhaust would go up into the cabin at all. So that's the wife calling. She can wait. So I thought I'd try it, but I had read shortly after I saw the modification that the really cool exhaust sound only occurs if you have a GT, Legacy GT, with unequal length headers. And the naturally aspirated cars, like mine, have equal length headers. Which is weird because I've been under the car. I keep wanting to say, she fucking keeps calling. Hold on, guys. Playing phone tag today. She called me and said, I'll call you back in a few minutes. She never did. I tried to call her 3 times. She never answered the fucking phone, and now she's calling me over and over again. You know? Anyway. So my car has unequal length headers. And, I'm sorry, my car has equal length headers. And apparently you don't get the cool Subaru Boxer rumble if you have an equal length header. It doesn't sound the same as a regular 4-cylinder, but you don't get the cool Boxer rumble. So I read that and I was like, well, let me see. It only took me about 20 minutes. I pulled the bolts out. I just pulled the cans completely away, so it was totally open. And they're right. It doesn't sound like a typical 4-cylinder. It's still a little deeper and a little more rumbly, but you don't get that cool offbeat rumble that you get. So apparently it's true that you have to have unequal length headers for it to sound really cool. And unfortunately, I'm not going to spend the money on, well, at least I don't think I am, on downpipes, and it would be a lot of money for no gain. So if I can't have it sounding really cool, I'll take quiet, which it is now. So 20 minutes to find out. Didn't sound terrible. And I didn't really get to drive it around because I just left the mufflers hanging. You know, it might be worth going to the muffler shop and having them make up a couple of pipes. I mean, they only need to be about that long, you know, 2 feet, not even that long, and pretty simple bends. Run it out to the bumper and see how it sounds, but it's probably going to sound like crap. Well, like I said, it doesn't sound exactly like a Honda Civic with an open exhaust. It's better than that, but it's still not the same. So I'll probably just leave it the way it is. It's kind of disappointing though. And it's weird because when I looked under the car, I've been under the car, and I could swear that the downpipes were not equal length. So the one comes down and goes around the front and merges, but maybe they come together. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Or maybe everybody's wrong and it's equal length headers that make it sound cool. It's not what I've heard. Everybody says unequal length is what makes it sound cool, and that makes sense because with a turbo car that I know sounds good, I know they are not equal length because the turbo sits over here, and the way they I know that the lengths are unequal. But the pipe in hers certainly looked unequal. I guess it's not. I'd love to know why this, sometimes this thing will rev to 2,000 RPM, pull straight up to 2,000 revs, and other times it won't. The ProStar is the same way. My Volvo was that way too. Something about the Cummins engine, I don't know. I wish it was consistent. You could plan it, it's just easier to plan how you want to shift. If it would rev consistently. But it doesn't. I don't remember my old Detroit. When I worked for Schneider, I don't remember the Detroit being that way. It seemed like it would rev pretty consistently. Now sometimes this thing will pull and pull and pull all the way to 2,000 revs, and other times it gets to about 1,700 and it just stops doing anything. It's really fucking annoying. This transmission does not slip shift very well. It double clutches pretty well. When you try to slip shift it, I'm constantly fucking missing gears and... I guess that might be a cop. No, that's a Honda Accord. I saw a white car parked on the side and I thought, it might be a cop. Oh, popping there. Oh. UK fan. Did they win? I have no idea. Love to know what the hell the purpose was of running the games as long as they did. Wonder how much revenue they lost. I know an awful lot of sports fans that aren't going to stay up till fucking midnight to watch a game finish. Fucking stupid. Start the game at like 7. I know then it'll interfere with their regular programming. They're trying to get, both. She was cute. Oh man, yawning a lot today. My ass is just dragging today. I don't know why. Got plenty of sleep. Just woke up feeling like I was just not ready to get up. I'll stop at one of these truck stops up here. I'll stop and get some water. Get a couple of energy drinks too. One for the way up and maybe one for tomorrow in case I feel the same way. Wow. Beautiful up this road though. Look at that farm. It's fucking cool. I'd love to have a piece of land like that. If you guys were going to move anywhere in the United States, where would it be? I'm interested in, my wife and I both are thinking about leaving. be a couple years because she's got to finish her. She's got 2 more years before she's vested in her retirement at the jail at the county. So my wife's a deputy jailer. So she's got too much invested at this point to just leave. But we'd like to go someplace a little warmer. As usual, speaking of moving, check out my friend's, he's got a webpage now. He registered a domain, theratracelosers.com, so you don't have to remember theratracelosers.blogspot.com anymore. Just go to theratracelosers.com and check what's going on with him. The saga continues. But he's headed out to the high desert a couple of years or so, and I think I'm leaning more towards lush and green. So maybe Baton Rouge, Southeast Texas, San Antonio, Mississippi, Alabama. I don't know, someplace where it's nice. I've added some cities to my little weather application on my phone so I can kind of compare, you know, how warm it is now versus here. It's looking pretty nice. I've got Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, San Antonio, Phoenix, Tucson. Although Phoenix and Tucson seem to be a little chilly right now. I mean, they're really not any warmer than us. So, I don't know. Again, I'm thinking more lush green. I don't know. If you guys have any personal experience with living in various parts of the country, let me know. I've looked at our company's website, and it looks like there are some jobs in San Antonio, and there are some jobs elsewhere that are taking applications but not hiring right now. So I'd like to stay with the company if I can. Because I have pretty good health benefits, and there's a squirrel crawling across the road. Come on, buddy, get going. Yeah, I'd like to get the heck out of Dodge. We've had beautiful weather this winter, and you know, but I'd really like to go someplace where it's kind of nice all year. Find a nice little piece of property someplace. time he's been rolling along with his turn signal on since we came off of 50. I'm just letting her roll along in ninth. Be a fucking shift fest anyway, and back and forth, back and forth. Here comes the big hill. I had a kink in my neck, I can't get out. I'm trying to see if I can make it pop. Not much success. Can't wait to get my Pro Star back. Strangely, the one thing that's good about this truck is the steering. There's a lot less, I don't know, not play exactly, but other than that, I pretty much don't like it. Yes, that's my opinion. For you, it might be the greatest truck ever made. For me, it's the biggest piece of shit I've ever driven in my life. Motorcycle. Oh, it's a inline 4-cylinder of something. Clutch pedal fucking rattles. Among everything. Freaking blinkers are still on. Fucking finger's still killing me. Right there on the pinky. Freaking whacked it good on the edge of the trailer a few days ago. Still fucking sore. I don't think it's broke. I think it's just fucking sore. Maybe it's a hairline fracture. I don't know. It's not swelled up. It's not black. So I think it just bruised the bone or something. But man, it fucking hurt. I'm stupid fault. That time it revved to 2,000 perfectly fine. really weird. It's like it's load dependent somehow. Back on the cruise control. Thank God. One thing about climbing that, running that road is you're using the throttle the whole time, and I hate this fucking truck. It just fucking, one of these days I'll do a video of why I hate the pedal system on this truck. It's fucking annoying. Extremely unergonomic. I can try to describe it to you, but I'll show it to you one of these days. Particularly if you're a guy. Probably not such a problem with the ladies, but, you know, just sit down in the chair. Like a stool. Whatever. Sit down. Most guys sit down and your legs are kind of spread a little bit and your feet are kind of out like that a little bit. Well, pedals in this truck, the throttle pedal and the brakes are perfectly straight this way, and they're narrow right next to each other because of the fucking doghouse right here, right next to your foot. So when you sit, normally your feet are like that. Imagine having your foot forced in and over, so your leg is basically perfectly straight and your foot is twisted. Foot is twisted straight rather than out a little bit. I don't know about you, but when I get done driving this, truck, my fucking knee hurts because it forces the rotation. Oh, right lane's closed. Forces your knee to rotate a little to the left. Either that, or you got to put your foot this way and kind of go across the brake to the throttle. It's just really fucking stupid. There's not enough leg room, and there's not enough leg room because the cab is narrower than your average truck, and the doghouse is the same size. So, like in my ProStar or Volvo or any other real truck, the driver's sitting farther out this way, which automatically gives you more leg room between you and the doghouse, and they can spread the pedals out more. And they can't here. They got no place to put it. It is where it is because they don't have any more room. Well, I got an idea. Why don't you make the cab 3 inches wider? I mean, the sleeper's 4 inches wider. Why don't you just make the cab the same width as the sleeper? You know? I mean, all older trucks are this way. They all have these stupid treadle pedals. They all have no leg room. There's no place to put your feet. Your feet are all, they're like squished like this, because you got the door over here and you got the doghouse to the right. So you can't put your foot, you can't stretch your feet out basically. So you're stuck, kind of like that. Like sit in a perfectly upright chair and then put your feet together, your knees together like a girl, and put your feet together. And that's kind of the position you get stuck in. Not exactly, but kind of. I'll show it to you one of these days. It's just not, for me, it's not comfortable at all. You know, and it's funny, I see quite a few older truck drivers kind of hobbling along with their not like buck knees, but like they you know, like cowboys, you know, old days. The cowboys would get bow-legged because their legs are constantly around the horse, and it's kind of the opposite in this. I just don't like it. There really aren't too many things I do like about it. The steering's for whatever reason, the steering's a lot more accurate than in the ProStar. Other than that, headlights suck, rides like shit. I like the gauges. It's got big gauges. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, guys, because it's coming up on an hour, and that'll stop automatically, and this will stop whenever it stops. But anyway, Kent97 Stowe signing off. Have a good day. Don't forget to check out theratracelosers.com. Theratracelosers.com. Yeah, I pronounce it now. And y'all have a good day, and be safe out there. I'm going to let the video go. That'll probably run about 2 more minutes or something, and this one will go for as long as the battery lasts. And then I'll just edit it down. See you guys. Hey guys, I thought I'd show you something kind of funny. Driving through Kokomo, Indiana, and I hit a big bump. And that fell off the speedometer. It's like the glue failed. I don't know. What a piece of garbage. It won't go back on, I don't think. Isn't that funny? I'm driving along, and it's a railroad crossing that's terribly rough. I hit it all the time. That won't go back on. It's just glued on there. I was driving along, and it bumped, and it did that, and it hit the floor. Like, what the hell was that?